Okay, I think we're live. Let's see if we're live on YouTube. Hmm. Yes, all right. There we are. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to New Light Streaming Love YouTube channel. Today is Friday, I almost said November, December the 6th, 2024. I hope you're all doing well. I know that I had said Wednesday night that I would be here Thursday for a morning mojo. I tell you, I just could not make it. Um, I don't know what was going on yesterday, but it seemed to me like I woke with a headache and I walked through most of the day with it off and on. And, I also was sort of moving through um, some internal fears, I feel, and that not quite clear. I'm hoping that they're all assuaged now. However, I'm just allowing them to be whatever they are and show themselves to me. And part of it, I mean, I don't mind sharing. The fear is, I've shared here that we are in a situation where moving is now not just a question; it actually has to happen. Um, Pretty sure that the house here has become terribly unhealthy for all of us, not just myself, but I'm pretty sure that that's a lot of what my present situation with the breathing and all of that is. And so, I've lived here since June of 2012. And what's so weird in one way is that when I moved in here, I didn't like this place and I didn't see myself living here for very long. Well, in one way, I don't think that the being that moved in here did live here for very long, if you get my meaning. It's a bit multidimensional if you uh, can pick up what I'm laying down there. At any rate, being a being who um, lives on a very limited income, any kind of move like that can be fear inducing. Plus, just the not knowing, right? But I promised that I would follow all of my nudges, and whether they're fear inducing or not. And I am nudged to remain with the rushes, and that train is definitely moving out of this house. And it's just the fear of the unknown. And so just allowing myself to look at those without um, the added pressure of having to make a decision and things like that. I don't know. I feel much better about things today than I was feeling before. And I don't know, maybe that's part of what the headache was yesterday. Although I'm still having, oh, good morning, Mark. I think that was you that was asking about my email address, and I I put both of them. Um, Although you're showing up as Mark Lee here, so I'm not quite sure who it was, but I did place both emails that you might be able to get in touch with me. Conscious Conversation Central at gmail.com is the one directly to me. and then knewlightstreaminglove at gmail.com. If you want to be in touch with me, make sure to put my name in the subject line. But the fastest way, of course, is to write to me at conscious conversation central at gmail.com. So I apologize, Mark, if it wasn't you. And good morning, Richard. I'm so glad that you could join us this morning as well. So anyway, I guess the whole point of my sharing that with you is just to say, allow whatever it is that you're feeling to show you. Because for me, I'm not always really clear exactly what it is that I'm feeling. Remember, I've spent a lot of my life in denial of feelings that I have, emotions that I've had. And so simply sitting with things and allowing them to reveal themselves to me without my automatically judging whatever it is that arises within me. Because that's something else that I feel like I've been taught, and most of us have been taught. What do you mean you don't know how you feel? Well, especially when there's, one is being pressured to, and I'm thinking of how little kids, they don't know why they're upset necessarily all the time. I don't know. It's just something that I know for me, I have to allow it to present itself to me in just that way. Okay, the Angel Rasbar is the Rumi card for today. Richard said, I can't stay, just saw your live and wanted to say hello. Okay, Richard, have a lovely day. I bet it's really cold for you up there in Quebec because it sure is cold here, boy, I tell you. Very cold here. We're not meant to get out of the 40s today, which I know is not really all that cold compared to a lot of other areas. But North Carolina, we um, usually it's not this cold this early. And I know December doesn't seem early, but it feels early to me this year. I don't know why that is, but at any rate, there you have it. So I hope everyone's doing well. I really do feel like there's been a lot more conversation between the Earth and the Sun. I don't know that. I haven't checked in with any of the reports. But I know for me personally, my body is certainly having conversations with the Sun and with the Earth's magnetic field. Okay, we got two surrenders came out today. Ah, oh, this is very interesting. Surrender to your soul's path, which really, honestly, that's what if I had to name it something that I call myself attempting here, is that your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. Wow, I do feel like that is very specific to me. And the other one was surrender obsessive thinking. If you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help you bring clarity or even solve the problem. Well, that's also good advice because in the feeling into what I was feeling, I could say that there might have been a bit of obsessive thinking. I'm not going to rule that out on any sort of level. Hence, my also desiring to just allow whatever needed to surface to surface. If I walk around in denial of how I'm feeling, that's a recipe for disaster for me personally. Um, it's not at all helpful. in any way, shape, or form, at least for me. And everybody's mileage will absolutely vary. That's the entire point to all of this, if you ask me, which nobody did, but oh, wait. Oh, well, here we are. So I I feel as though, and hopefully this is going to be happening kind of soon. I'm really looking forward. I have still no takers from the viewers at large, with the exception of well, that was a whole deck, with the exception of Jonathan Skinner, to come and have conversations, conscious conversations with me. So I put this out again. There's all sorts of segments that I foresee in the future at New Light Streaming Love. I know that I wish to continue the dream space conscious conversations. And so, especially if folks are having dreams that, oh, that's interesting. This one jumped out. And this one is Fairy Guide. It's card number 0. And if I'm not mistaken, in this deck, this one was meant to have a drawing of a personal fairy on it. And I chose to leave it blank until a fairy revealed itself to me as the one. Uh-huh. Here's what this says. This is very interesting. I have not I can't recall a single time in the collective reads that this card has appeared. The key words for this card are guidance, direct communication with fairy. This card has been left blank for you to draw your own fairy guide. Some people may have a clear mental image of their personal guide to fairy. Okay, actually, I'm being flashed something now. I have received a flash before of this guide. Okay, so this is telling me I need to sketch her, which that'll be fun. I'm going to read the rest of this though, just because I want to encourage anyone who's here now, who's drawn here today or late here live or later on. Maybe you have a fairy guide that's trying to make itself known to you. Perhaps it's time to sketch that guide and enter into conversation. I know that's what I'm going to be doing. So this card has been left blank for you to draw your own fairy guide on. Some people may have a clear mental image of their personal guide to fairy, but if you don't have that yet, there are a couple of things you can try. First, try doing some loose sketches in a meditative state, asking your personal guide to help you draw. That will probably work, but if it doesn't, ask to be given a symbol to represent that fairy, and then just go with the first thing that comes to mind, whatever that is. By drawing your fairy guide or its symbol on the card, you personalize and attune the deck, connecting the energy of the cards and the fairies on them with your own energy. Some people go through elaborate rituals with their tarot decks and oracles. Yes, I am aware of that, and I'm not saying that it's wrong. I would never say that. I say that me personally, I didn't feel I needed to go through all the different steps that because I was trying to get into me and I wasn't really concerned with the connecting with the cards in that kind of way. I don't know. And again, your individual mileage absolutely will vary. Um, so some people go through elaborate rituals with their tarot decks and oracles to get an energy connection between themselves and the deck. But that is unnecessary with this one. All you need to do here is to include your own fairy guide in the deck, and everything is taken care of. Both this and the reverse reading are something you will need to work out with your fairy guide. I really feel like this is very interesting that this is coming out for the very first time. Um, Please note that this, like all starter readings on the other fairy cards, are subject to change without notice. That's how fairies are. And I think when you get used to working that way with them, you will find a very rewarding experience and fun. Okay, so obviously I am now being encouraged to really connect with my fairy guide, which, wow, okay, this is very interesting indeed. Now, I've shared with you guys that I am presently recording A Soul's Journey by Peter Richelieu that will be released on this channel before the weekend's end. And I just finished probably the longest chapter in the book. And it was at the very last part, speaking to the how that evolution happens for fairy, which is separate from the evolution of humans. So I feel as though this is really very interesting that it would come out now after all this time. I've had this deck since 2018, 2019, and this has never ever come out in a collective reading. So I know it's specific to me, yes, but it's also going to be specific for someone who is either here now or will see this later, that's drawn to this later. I feel it's always one of my favorite YouTubers says multi-purpose, multi-use. So that, it is a multi-faceted. Wow, that's very interesting. Okay, so I would love to know if anyone else um, is getting any sort of hits from this card for you. What are you getting? What do you feel about how this card showed up this morning? I know it's very synchronistic for me, especially due to my having just recorded. Wow, this one, huh? Um, that you have options is meaningful. Rock on. This is the cards from the universe. I wish I could make just two wishes. I'd wish I could somehow convey to you the profound depths of my gratitude for every moment of your life. I'd also wish that you could somehow know of your unimaginable importance, just as you are, just as you now are, to the lives of so very many. And of course, I'd wish for even more wishes. Oh, shoot. You were such a good idea, the universe. Wow. So if I could make just two wishes, I'd wish I could somehow convey to you the profound depths of my gratitude for every moment of your life. See, we all have this mistaken notion that we don't affect others, when in fact, or that we have to rise to some level of, whatever to be able to affect others, when in truth, we affect others constantly, because of what we emanate, right? And there are those who feel, well, I emanate shit because my life is shit, so I emanate shit. And that's just, I'm not a very productive member of society, right? Mm-mm. No, even that is incorrect. Because this is all about uh, experience in my vernacular, and the way that I see all of this, um, it informs the whole in a way that each of us is so individually unique, is what this is referring to. For me, that's what I get from this completely. Wow. I feel like this is a pretty profound reading this morning. I don't know about you guys. So let's see what the Angel Rasbar has to say. That's card number 27, which is a 9 numerologically, which is an end of a cycle. Mm-mm-mm. Stop it. The coffee is so good this morning. Well, it's really not fair to call it coffee anymore. It's really more of a health drink. Yes, there is coffee in it, but it has a great deal of cacao in it. Ever since I learned that cacao stimulates stem cell growth, I constantly make anything with cacao in it. Also, it contains a bit of the clove, um, concentrated clove mixture that we keep here in the refrigerator at the house. And of course, grass fed butter and a little shot of MCT oil. Mm-mm-mm. And it is perfection this morning. I don't want it to get cold, so bear with me. Okay, so the angel Rasbar. Tell me the truth, I ask love. What are you? I am the everlasting life, love said. I am the recurring joy of living. Rumi. The Master speaks of a den of riches where many precious jewels can be found. In abundance they lie, patient, and yet ready to be claimed. Go, scoop them up, urges the Master. The devoted ones look, but cannot see. Where are these precious jewels, they cry, for we cannot find them anywhere. The Master gazes lovingly at the devoted ones and responds kindly. In service, my beloveds, you shall find the jewels through service. For what is the soul but the finest and most precious of heavenly jewels? What is service but the scooping up of the soul, that it does not lie lost nor unclaimed, but instead honored for all its precious worth and beauty, tended to until it becomes vibrant as a flawless ruby, radiant with the joy of living. Ah, wow. I feel just what I said about this card in this right here. So we tend to sell ourselves quite short, thinking that we have to move more towards perfection in order to be worthy of I don't know what, to be honest with you. When in truth, incarnating here is service. No matter what you do with it, no matter how you behave, in my view, it's all service because it all serves, regardless of your thoughts on it, regardless of your perspective in regards to it. It's it all serves the whole. Divine contribution is offered to those who wish to contribute to the world. The great beloved sees what is in your heart, what it is you wish to offer, and is saying yes. So you are being empowered to serve, to assist, to offer a genuine spiritual contribution to this planet, to become a sacred hand at work for the will of heaven. Such is the capacity bestowed upon the soul that is wise and filled with love, and therefore desiring to serve. So then, do not doubt yourself, beloved. You have been blessed with this by the Master to find the precious jewel of your own soul and claim it. Cast aside your doubts then. Yet perhaps this is not easy for you to do. Perhaps you look at the world, even your chosen field of endeavor, and already you hear so many voices speaking. You may wonder if your own contribution would simply add noise to a cacophony. Wow. Okay. I think we are all being told to relax into ourselves in a very real way here. You may wonder if you can really help, if you have anything genuine to add, or if there is just too much noise anyway. You may hesitate and become fearful. Do not despair, my beloved. It is part of your divine destiny to add something of great value to the world, something that has its place even amongst all that activity, something needed absolutely in the hearts of all. That precious gift is the true silence. The true silence is peace. It is the living experience of the eternal love of the divine that asks nothing but to be received and gives of itself unconditionally. That silence is present underneath even the most raucous noise if one knows how to access it. The true silence can only be felt through the beautiful feeling heart. When you know how to feel for it, to surrender into it, you can transmit silence in many ways. Through the peace you cultivate in your heart, in your own daily living, through your presence, through your art, even through your voice, written, sung, or spoken. Yes, even through sound, if that is your path of service. Silence can emanate through your voice, and divine silence can be felt in the hearts of others. The true and great silence, as you may now realize, my dear angel, is not the absence of sound. It is the experience of the divine presence of love. So shall you trust in the wisdom of the Master who bids you to serve according to the graces you have been given? Will you choose to put aside your doubts and instead believe in yourself and the power of divine love that will reach out to the world through your willing soul? Ah, yes. I knew your brave heart would accept this empowerment. I knew you wanted to serve more than you wanted to fear. Wow, that is so specific. I feel, especially since I just admitted that I think I was moving through some fear. Ugh. Whatever is in your heart is the method by which the great jewels shall be collected. The Master teaches us that we are built to serve according to a higher perfection. So, if to dance is in your heart, then dance. Be open and free. Do not hide. Dance. If prayer is in your heart, then pray. If you can feed the poor with food, if you can give the despairing kindness, the lost your words, and those who have turned away from the great master a healing touch, then do so. Do so without doubt, without having to be the best or the greatest or any other notion your mind conjures. Just be willing. Wow. Willingness, not perfection, is required from you. So then there is room for freedom to awaken in you. Willingness opens you to divine assistance. And through that empowerment, an even greater joy of being will grow within your sacred heart. Your service can flow from simply being yourself in the world, completely and utterly. Your I'm sorry, but I have decided that I don't have time nor the inclination to be anything other than exactly who and what I am. Now, I don't really, I'm not all the way there to understanding all of what that means yet, but I am at least honest enough to admit that and say to you and anybody else who comes across me that I'm okay with that. I am absolutely okay with that. I don't have to be anything in particular, right? Wow. Willingness opens you to divine assistance. And through that empowerment, an even greater joy of being will grow within your sacred heart. Your service can flow from simply being yourself in the world, completely and utterly. Your radiance can become one of the sacred candles of the Holy Master. There are many candles that hold the Master's light, and yet each one of them is precious beyond compare. Be such a light. Scoop up the jewels through your service and do not render yourself incapable through nightmares of false imaginings and smallness of mind. Yes, your heart is far too big for your mind and it will break it open, but that is okay. Do you think you only serve love and are not also served by love? The helpers are always helped. This is love's way. Do you feel as though you are a foreigner in this land? Ah, Angel Rasbar shall show you the way then, for she knows you from a long, long time ago, though you might have temporarily forgotten the acquaintance. She is a great hostess and guide in this terrain of divine love, and she remembers you, you who are great of heart and capable of contribution, you who are now signing up for service in this great work of love. Yes, there is work for you to do. Your purpose is bestowed. Serve, assist. Do not hold back for any reason. Not one reason you could imagine is worthy of you. So then, aliveness. Wait a minute. Yeah. So then, aliveness. So then, service. So then, joy, help, and be helped. That is the way for you now. I said, I actually said something very similar to this to my child just recently. I'm going to trust the universe because I really do feel as though it has my back. And I swear that's what this is saying right here, very specifically. This oracle comes to you with guidance. You are being guided deeper into your life purpose and divine destiny. Like a maturing adult who is ready to take on the mantle of a greater responsibility, your soul is stepping up. I do feel like, in some ways, okay, it's a little scary, not going to lie, because I have no idea what's coming next. You are going through a process of assuming more spiritual responsibility for the honest and empowered expression of your own essence. Wow. And through that, your healing presence in the world is increasing. Okay. You are stepping up and forward onto your path. This is appropriate now. It will make you more visible, but that is as it should be. It is, that's scary too, by the way. It is not about being worth more than another. It is about the utterly sensible use of a light, that it not be dampened down by a shade, but instead be placed where it can cast its fullness so that others still in darkness may find their way more easily. Wow. This is efficient, intelligent, and sensible. Your success and growth is drenched in compassion and brings joy to the heart of the master as another and another find their way, benefiting from the light of your being. So shine true. Be humble, but not dismissive of your gifts. Allow others to find their way more easily because you chose to honor the power of the great silence that emanates through you evermore as you trust and surrender. Wow, this feels so profound to me after what I kind of stepped through yesterday. This oracle brings special messages of reassurance that you are making progress and are indeed on the right path, although it may not unfold exactly as you anticipate. It will indeed unfold. You are making a positive impact in the world, more than you consciously realize, and you are asked, therefore, to continue. Do not give up. Do not turn back. Just continue. Take your steps, your journey, and know that the great master is aware of you and is sending the holy ones, including the wise ancient mother, Angel Rasbar, to bring you the blessing of the true silence now. Let it clear and soothe your mind and heart, and help you remember the peace that dwells within you. All is well. Wow. Again, that feels very profound to me because of what I moved through yesterday, what I'm still sort of moving through. This will be the first time in all my life that I've moved house totally in a wholly different way than I've ever done anything before. I got married the first time when I was 16, y'all. I left home at 14. So this is a very different existence for me on a lot of levels from one way. And wow. Well, man, I cannot hardly believe that this is this huge today. Well, I hope this was helpful for you guys because boy, oh boy, it sure has been helpful for me. And oh, I do. I'm being asked by a housemate who wants to see Wicked on Sunday, and I kind of would like to. I'm a big I always loved The Wizard of Oz, and I had no idea that there, I mean, I'm sorry. Did y'all know that there were a whole set of books that C.S. Lewis wrote? There wasn't just one book called The Wizard of Oz, it's an entire set. I didn't realize that until we were doing some remote viewing experiments over here, and uh, very synchronistically, it showed up at our local Ollie's as available as a set. And I was like, what? It's a whole set of books. And so I started reading them to my granddaughter. Oh my gosh, who knew? So, yes, I do want to see that. Well, that's it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I know it was very specific to me for me. I want to tell you that again, I when I awake in the mornings, if for whatever reason I don't feel to come here, I don't. I only show up here when I feel to come show up here. But I very much want to engage in more conscious conversations. So if that is something that you are interested in participating in, do reach out. Conscious Conversation Central at gmail.com is the fastest way to get to me personally. It pops up on my phone even. And so, is there anything else that I'm Hey, you just never know when I might decide to do another intuitive hangout session. I really enjoy those, and you guys have really pulled through for me on that. And so it is Friday. I don't know that I'll be doing one tonight, but I might do one tomorrow. So do look out for that. I will be making an announcement both on my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, as well as the community tab here on YouTube. If you, now I don't know that I'm going to put this, no, I didn't record this. So no, this will not be going on Sassy Seer Sheila. And I also want to say thank you because I wanted to get to 100 subscribers and we've surpassed that now. There were 104 when I checked the comments this morning. So if you are new here and you like what you see and you feel drawn, would love to have you subscribe. If you like what you see and you feel like more folks uh, might be interested, give the video a thumbs up. I don't know if that makes any difference where my stuff is concerned or not. I know when Conscious Conversation Central was still around before YouTube took it down, I saw all kinds of shenanigans going on with my numbers. So I guess we'll have to see what happens now because things are different. The atmosphere has changed somewhat. So we'll have to see. I really felt like more than um, it's more of a frequential thing, if you get my meaning, um, rather than them picking on specific beings. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know how to explain that. I kind of feel like, I don't know if it's a timing, a divine timing thing, or because I notice when I see what draws folks, a lot of it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but that's because I'm in a different spot. So, at any rate, that's it for me. I love you guys so much. I thank you for being here. I hope that you will move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. It really is just a matter of perspective and your perception of your perspective. And if you find that you are not feeling joyous, perhaps slowing down for a moment and considering a different perspective could be in order. Maybe that's what that whole thing is about, you know? Wonder if you could put the contacts up in the form of a link. Actually, go to www.knewlightstreaminglove. That is our website, and all the ways to contact are there as well. Um, Actually, I don't know if I can do that. I know that Crystal was able to put that in. Let me see. Unfortunately, I have only my phone to work with here as far as I'm going to put the website address in here. Oops. See my big fat fingers on the phone, and you just might not get at all. I have to make sure to look at it to make sure I've spelled it correctly, that the fingers didn't go off balance. Thank you for that suggestion. Let's see, will it go in there? Yes. Okay, there is the website where you can find all the contributors to this channel listed and the different things that they offer. Also, let's see, this is my email address. And it doesn't have to be capitalized in any way. Conversation Central. I just do it that way to call out the different words, I guess. So you can it's all lowercase. It all reverts to lowercase anyway. Yes. Okay. There we go. Conscious Conversation Central at gmail.com. That is my email address. So there you have it. Till next time, you guys, be well. I love you so much. Mwah. Have a good day.